Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the Classic Tycoon here, and we're back for episode 3 of our Shops and Drops series on Planet Coaster for Xbox. Last episode, we built our roller coaster, and in this one, we need to start getting some more shops going, but also attracting some more people to the park so that we can get some more shops and sales for our shops. So let's take a look at how things are going right now. I'm thinking we should maybe do some marketing campaigns at some point here. That might get some more guests going into our park a little bit better. Checking out just how things are going here. We've got profit coming from all of our stands right now, minus the staff and the toilet block. So things are looking okay right there. Our overall profit from the last few months, let's see, we've got a little over 3,000 in June, a little under 3,000 in May. So we're getting close to our 4,000 goal here. I think we'll be able to pass that up pretty soon. I think we might as well research the rest of our facilities here. I think getting some restaurants going would be good, as opposed to just having food stalls. And then we've also got a coffee shop and a Mexican food stand as well. Alright, so we'll let those go. Just looking around at our options here, see what shops we have to build. And I notice we've got a claw game. So let's put a couple of these in the park. What's nice about these is, they don't have to be manned by a vendor. You see this one's already attracting guests, so we'll raise the price on that a little bit. Try and get a little extra profit out of it, and people are already lining up, so that's good. We should throw another one over on the opposite end of the park. I think that'll be a decent spot for it, so we'll put this one here.
That's it. The money's starting to roll in. Good work. But with some more guests in the park, we should see an even bigger profit.
Cool. So we've finally reached that bronze goal. So our next goal now is to achieve $4,000 per month from shops and hotels and facilities. We've already attracted 1,000 guests. And then on our hard goal, we'll need to achieve a park rating of 1,000. That should be easy. The hardest thing about this park is definitely going to be these profits from shops and stalls. All right, so I think we can get going on another roller coaster. Definitely, in order to get these profits high enough, we're going to just need to be attracting a lot more guests to the park, making sure that our prestige is high, and making sure that guests have a reason to stay in the park so that they stick around long enough to be buying things from our shops and stalls. So we've got a wild mouse here. I think we should go ahead and build one. I haven't built one of these in Planet Coaster yet, as far as I can remember. And they're pretty fun to build, so let's see what it's like. lot of building coasters in this game, especially for me right now, as I'm still not super familiar with the game, is just learning what each roller coaster is capable of. So right here, you'll see me add some trim brakes, and then we'll go ahead and test just to see, as we've finished up our research development here, but just to see what the roller coaster looks like as it's going along, making sure that it's able to make certain hills and all that sort of stuff. One thing you might notice that I did right here without me noticing that I was doing it is I was sitting here building with trim brakes all the way through this section. You hear the music going in the background here. I think what I should do in the future is just turn off the music. That we can still hear the building of the game without the music being all sped up in the background and weird sounding, so I'll try to remember to do that in the future. And so right there you can see I had issues with the roller coaster being able to make it up this next section, but again, I don't even realize that I'm building with trim brakes this whole time, so the roller coaster is literally working against itself. So you gotta watch out for things like that. You know, obviously in Roller Coaster Tycoon you don't have the option of building track like this that's brakes. So here I am just like messing with all this track and just being so confused as to why why the track is so, or the coaster is going so slow at that point. And then around here is where I start building with the regular track again. And so I end up finally going back and deleting everything that I had done up to that point with the trim brakes, because, well, we don't want the roller coaster braking as it's going all the way through the rest of the track. So right here I'm just messing with the track some. You can see that what's interesting is that in this ride with the trim brakes you can do this 90-degree drop, but only if you're using the trim brakes. The regular track won't do that. So I wanted that 90-degree drop, but I decided I decided against it, since it'd have to be trim brakes in order to do that drop. But now we see that the roller coaster is moving obviously much more smoothly, which is good. And we'll be able to actually have a full-length roller coaster rather than having to finish it prematurely because I didn't realize that I was building with brake sections the whole time. So that's good. I do also like, you can see kind of the options to be able to turn the track as it's going up. That's something I really like about this Wild Mouse. I mean, there's just so much customization you're able to do in this game. I know I rave about it a lot. But it's just a great coaster building game. And it makes it honestly kind of a shame that, like, in this career mode, like, I'm focused so much on the shops and having to build those, because really building the roller coasters is just such a fun experience in this game. We're gonna have to definitely just deep dive into that more often. But like right here, I think this is a really cool little sharp curve turn that's happening. It would be a pretty fun little section of this roller coaster. You can see the Wild Mouse go over that. That would be pretty fun to experience, I think. Alright, so I think we're going to wrap up this coaster now. Let's give it a test. Very nice. I think it runs quite smoothly. I'm happy with it. One thing that I was a little disappointed about is that I could only have 5 cars as I get a rare achievement here. Create a coaster with 10 moments of airtime. I don't understand why that's very rare, but anyways. Yeah, so we only can have 5 cars going, and I did attempt to change the length of the track a couple of times just to see if I could add more cars that way, but the game never allowed me to. So I'll have to look that up in the future and see. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it right now because, again, I'm more focused on the shops and making sure that we get profit from those. This is just to bring guests into the park, really. But obviously in the future, it'd be nice to be able to have more cars going because, I mean, guests are going to be unsatisfied with the ride if they have to sit there and wait for forever. If I made this ride any longer than this, as far as, length of the actual ride time, people are going to get pretty upset having to wait in line while only 2 people are allowed in each cart. So that's something I'll have to look into in the future. If you know how to get more actual carts going on the Wild Mouse at a time, let me know in the comments. But I didn't, just from my quick, looking through the options, I didn't see any option from what I saw, at least. Okay, so we've got our paths built. The testing is almost done here. I did have to retest it because I rebuilt part of the coaster. Not terrible ratings. I would be a little bit happier with a higher excitement rating. I'm a little bit surprised that it's underneath a 5, but it is what it is. I think it'll be good enough for now. Let's open it up and see if we can attract some more guests into the park. Because the excitement rating is low, I'm going to leave the price of the tickets at the suggested amount, I guess, or the default amount. Got a long line for the log flume going here. All right, so next thing we want to do is get some more shops going. So I'm going to build a little centralized pathway here, or really just kind of a circular path, and make it kind of a shopping center, I guess. Not really a shopping center, but just a little central area on this side of the park where people can get food and drinks and gifts. And hopefully that'll start boosting up our profits for our shops. All right, I did skip ahead a little bit, just because I went through and I was trying some different things that you didn't really need to see, and then I'm just gonna throw in our shops and stalls here. So we'll go with the Mexican food stall. We'll go with a pizza pen, and then we'll need a place for drinks. So we'll go ahead and throw in a gulpy slush. And then along with this, I think it would be good to have some sort of gift shop. So let's throw in this just a memento right here. And then another thing that we did unlock recently was the balloon stall. So we'll try balloon stall as well. And then we're just going to want to keep an eye on profits around here. But just like I've done with a lot of other shops, I'm going to increase the prices on each of these to make sure that we've got, we're maximizing our profit. So we'll just go 50 cents on each. I don't know the effect that has on the game, if like 50 cents is outlandish, if that's really affecting how many people are coming to the stall or not. As far as I can tell by just watching the lines, it doesn't seem to really deter guests unless it's truly at an outlandish price, Alright, so right there I was just looking at some scenery, but really I was looking for trash bins because I cannot find them anywhere in this game. So I've had to just copy the trash bins from around the rest of the park. I don't know why I cannot find them anywhere. I even looked up where are trash bins in Planet Coaster, and I cannot find them. Even after looking it up, it was not actually in my game. I don't know maybe it's just not part of the scenario for some reason. I do not know why, but... Oh, right there, something important happened. We were losing profit on this pizza pen, so I'm moving it. So that's why I'm moving that. We were not making profit there. I think it was just kind of competing too much with the Mexican shop, so we moved it. Right here, our chief beef is gaining good profits, so we'll leave that there. We're just going to check on profits from time to time. I think that if any of these shops are not profitable, it's better to just delete them. So that's why we moved the pizza shop. I'm seeing if anywhere around the park it'll be better. Right here, this Just a Memento is not making profit. And my guess is that when it's across this path from the Looney Balloons, you've just got too much option for the guests. So if they're already got a balloon stall, why go to Just a Memento, So we'll throw this over here by our other popular roller coaster. And then right here, you can see the line for this ride is just too long. I've been ignoring it for a while, so I'm gonna fix this right now. So he gets everybody off the ride, but the scenario did mention at the start that having shorter queues is better because it gets guests back out into the park, moving around, shopping. All right, and then we'll just clean up some of these pathways here. Okay. Next thing I want to do is throw in this Rocktopus over here. This way guests have a gentle ride over in this area that they can ride as well. And again, just increase that park prestige, attract more guests. The more guests coming into the park, the more that will buy our stuff. So we got our Rocktopus going there. I think we'll use this other space here to build another ride. We'll go ahead and go with this Star Wheel right here. This is one of the more exciting rides, not the ultra intense, or I don't even know what the classifications are. This would be more of a medium intensity. So we'll throw this in here as well. Get a couple rides built quickly. That should attract lots more guests now. Okay, let's get those opened up. Alright, so just taking a look at our shops, we can see that the Gulpy Slushies has a nice long line at it, so that's attracting a lot of guests. That's good to see. On the left, our Mexican shop doesn't seem to be doing quite as much, but it is the only food stall around here, so we're going to go ahead and leave it there. I do mess around with the idea of a staff building right now, but I just don't really see an area for it, so we're going to leave that alone for now. Instead of building a new staff building, I just go over here and increase the capacity of this staff building. We will probably want to put another staff building at some point, though, because it does draw staff away from certain parts of the park. But we'll deal with that in the future when we have more staff. You can see that the Mexican restaurant there, or the Mexcelente or whatever it is called, didn't have anybody at the stall, so I just hire some more vendors. Just got to make sure that there's enough vendors in the park to handle any stalls that might be empty. So I just go through here and I check each stall to see if it's empty or not, and it looks like most of them are okay. Alright, so I'm just going through here checking the profits. The Mexcelente is not really making a profit right now. But I think that's just because we didn't have the vendor there for a while. And right here, I decide to go with a poster campaign. Hopefully to draw in some extra guests into the park. We'll probably do some more of those in the future. Okay. So the next thing I think that I would like to do here is we did unlock a restaurant. And we've only just got this like giant beetle launching ship restaurant. I don't really want to build a custom restaurant, honestly. I think this one will be better than anything that I could build, especially if there's like a time crunch here. Not really a time crunch. I just want to get through the scenario. So I think this is the better option than just building my own, unless I really wanted to, you know. But the restaurant is going to, you know, I don't really know the difference between what a restaurant does versus a stall, other than you have a lot more options for food and drinks. I should probably look into that a little bit more. Like, what other benefits do restaurants have besides just shops? It does get people off the pathway. Yeah, as you can see, I'm adding like different drinks. I can add like fries and donuts and different things that the restaurant can sell. But yeah, lots of people going into this restaurant now. So we'll see what kind of profits that's able to bring in. I think one of the benefits would be that, you know, a lot of guests can go into the restaurant at the same time and be spending money, as opposed to a shop. Just like one group goes up, you have to wait there for a bit for the vendor to make their food, and then they leave. So we'll see what kind of money this generates. And I think that fits in okay right there after I've made some adjustments to the pathways. Alright, so we've now unlocked hotels as well, so we'll want to get a hotel thrown in here at some point. Let's take a look at our Sci-Fi Tower Hotel. That thing is pretty massive. This would be a nice spot for it, but unfortunately it's just not going to fit with our weird park boundary. Over here could fit. It'd be a little bit awkward, but it might be better than nothing. We'll see about maybe making some space for that hotel in the future. I'm not sure that now is the time for it. Let's take a look at the Pizza Pen for a moment. It is right outside this restaurant now, and it doesn't look like anybody's coming to it. It's still not making any profit. I think we're just going to get rid of this thing. We'll check out some profits from other buildings, see how the hot dog stand's doing. This one's also losing money. It's not losing a lot of money. It does have an overall lifetime profit that's pretty good, so we'll leave it alone for the time being. Scopy Soda's doing pretty well. Looking at the overall finances, I mean, we're not making as much in profit as we were at the beginning of the episode when we completed our goal, our bronze goal. So we got a lot of work to do still here. You can see our shop sales are getting up close to 6,000, but just that profit margin is less than it was at the beginning of the episode. Partially, that could be the restaurant running costs. As you can see, we aren't making profit on our restaurant yet. So we're going to have to let that kind of run a little bit longer and see if anything gets better there. In fact, why don't we just keep an eye on our profits right now? See, it's late June and our profits are sitting around 2,500. Let's see what those get to before June is actually over. All right, so that was around 3,200 in profit. Let's do the same thing for July. I'd like to just really keep an eye on what our profits are looking like right at the end of the month. That month was quite a bit better than the previous, so let's look at July, and we'll just kind of speed through the month and see what it looks like. We are getting very close. Okay, so that one was a lot better. That was closer to 3,800 that time. So we're right on the cusp here. We're going to get it very soon. So I think we've got one more episode probably, and then I bet you we can get it in the next one. So in the next one, we're going to really, really focus in on these shops and see if we can get this thing right. All right, guys, thanks for watching this. If you liked it, please give it a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.